Right, so I'm recording now. Okay. So this is feedback for Paul and Sean's video. Who would like to start us off?
Me.
Do some self-assessment then, Paul.
It's really bad. Like, really, really bad.
Start with the strengths. What do we think are the strengths of this video so far?
Placeholder's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's start with I think the strength to me, the beginning, is quite well shot. You've got a good bit of continuity editing going on there, so it's a nice little intro. Kind of intriguing. Where's he going? What's he writing on a piece of paper? Why is he making those hand shapes? But obviously the narrative ends there. We don't get any more of that because obviously you've got that big placeholder shot. So anyone else got any strengths that they'd like to share?
It takes a while to get for the piece of paper to get to the bin.
Yeah.
He throws it, and then there's like a different shot, and then it goes to the bin. So like maybe rearrange the shots.
Yeah.
So it goes to the bin
idea.
before you get your second shot.
Plus, like, he scrunched up the paper and threw it in the bin, but then the paper was there again, which didn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, but it's the same piece of paper, which was probably why.
No, but
I think it was supposed to be a different piece of
Yeah,
paper.
it's
but they just
supposed to
used
be
the
a
same
different
one.
piece of paper, but we used the same piece of
We
paper.
could have turned the paper over now.
No.
That was also my notes for ICT.
So how would
Lovely.
we improve this video? What still needs to be done?
It needs to be finished for a start.
The finish is the first
Continued
thing,
narrative,
definitely.
because the narrative could be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think the narrative definitely needs a bit of development. Have you got some ideas for that? Have you filmed those ideas?
Is it going to be a school
Most-
shooting?
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
So it might be good. You could put a little twist on it at the end. Would be quite nice. I'm not too sure how, but that might make it a bit different. A bit more
We've got a really, really good plot twist in mind.
Right.
It includes Tim.
Great, good. Anything else that they could do to improve?
Finish it.
Yeah, that's all. I
What
can
about
think
the
of.
band shots? What tips
Variety
could
of
we?
shots.
Right, so you're gonna have to make sure when you do the band shots, variety of shot.
Don't close up on the instrument if you can't actually play the instrument. That's like my pet
Yeah,
hate.
that's a good tip. And we did have that discussion yesterday, didn't we, about the bass guitar? So it is important to try and get those instruments together. I think more lip sync would be good as well.
To be honest, like the bit of lip sync that I saw in there, it looked a bit like slightly out of sync.
Slightly slower.
Yeah, it looked slower.
Unless it was
Sure.
intentional, and sometimes
We
we do
don't
slow
know.
it intentionally.
Any other comments? No?
Not that I'm aware
Right,
of.
it's the end of that one. You're not going to make any
I
comments,
like
baby?
these.
Somebody catch my breath. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath. I wanna be known by you. I wanna be known by you. I'm a goner. Somebody catch my breath.
Okay. This is feedback for Ellie. Who wants to start? Anthony, you can start. What were the strengths of that video?
Like the red lighting. Some of the tissue was pretty good as well.
Yeah? Any effects in particular that you liked?
Bad TV.
So the bad TV
Yeah.
effect, yeah, that was good. What about you, Sean?
The quick editing with all the different things at the end was good.
Yeah, so at a good pace and it builds up steadily, that's very good. Phoebe?
I was going to say, like, quick to the beat were really good.
Yeah, so the thought beats are very good. Paul, anything else?
Yeah, some of the shots at the end were really high quality and they were really nice.
아무것도 생각하지 마. 넌 내 맘을 꺼내지도 마. 그냥 내게 웃어줘. Yeah. 난 아직도 믿기지가 않아. 이 모든 게 다 꿈인 것 같아. 사라지려 하지 마. Yeah. Is it true?
Japan Man was louder.
Right, so this is Ashlynn's focus group feedback. Who wants to start?
You? Anybody? Please.
Shall I start?
Yes, go
Yes.
for it.
So that you're starting to get a variety shot. Obviously, it's not finished yet, is it? We need to
No.
replace the butterflies with the animation.
Yeah.
The lip sync, I think it's in sync.
Yeah.
It is.
I double checked.
It's
so I
quite
got every check.
difficult to
checked it's
assess
okay.
that. And I think at times you thought about the pace of the cut, so it was edited, quick in parts when the song kind of built up in pace. I think maybe it's more of a narrative because I kind of know what you're trying to embody, but I wonder if we can put a bit more narrative in there somehow.
Yeah.
And I know we discussed some of the choreography shots, and maybe see if we could tone that down to maybe just yourself and two of the other girls who are in the video.
Yeah.
And I think that would strengthen it as well and give you a bit more variety, and you can have a bit more variety of movement and so on.
I'll go.
Go on then, Paul.
Go for it.
Well, I like how there was like more than like 2 people in it, because well, Ashley has more mates than me. But yeah, there was like more than 2 people in it, and that was good.
Joseph, what do you think? I know you came in at the end there.
I really like
We have like 2 people in
you know, you
it.
see the butterfly,
Yeah.
it breaks into pieces, and the fast
Yes,
cuts
that was
there were
good.
really
Mhm.
good. There was really, there's nice, I obviously saw the last half, nice variety of cuts. I know what you mean about the narrative. Could you maybe have someone, because it's butterflies, cocoon at the start, and you start to see it throughout, so you're kind of seeing.
That could
Something
come
like
through
that,
maybe the
because-
dance routine if
Yeah.
you
Do you
just
know what I mean?
filmed yourself.
So I wonder if you had 2 minutes
Yeah.
they're doing
Right.
the presentation.
Oh, brilliant. Ashton, can you be in charge of the camera and just stop it?
Yeah.
I like the overlays and the
Can I be the
effects.
teacher?
So yeah,
You like the overlay?
I
the
really
overlays and the effects. And the lip sync's correct. I can vouch for you on the lip sync, it is correct.
I double check.
The overlay was really good.
I loved all the
The overlay
overlays.
was really good.
Thank you. Loved them.
It's nice to see how the shots were kind of combining.
Wonder who helped you with the overlays.
Take after shot was nice transitions.
Thank you. I'm glad someone
Definitely have
managed to do rap on it.
something cocoon and go out, because then you've got the narrative running throughout it.
Yeah.
And then it links with
It's actually about someone's dying, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like losing someone you love, but it could be through like love, broken friendships, death. It could be through
Look,
anything.
could you flip it on its head now, the cocoon going more into itself?
Yeah.
Going out.
Yeah.
You losing all your mates because none of them were good at it. Just you at the end, like.
I do like it. I think you're a really like good character to be like the front woman. I don't really understand the shot you're in the studio. There's like 2-second shot of you dancing.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
because we couldn't because at the time it was like raining outside, so we couldn't exactly like do the choreography outside, so we just did it in the studio. But hopefully, like when I like get the people that I need to do the choreography with, it'll be outside and it'll actually like time and everything.
Just do what we do and just not film. That gets you far.
Just get like an intermission.
Oh,
sort
no,
of
you've
thing.
missed theirs.
Because that's
Great.
proactive.
Oh no.
I was just do you want to see it? Hold on, I'll show you.
Cool,
Got it up.
Are we all done with mine? Please say we're all
Yes.
done with mine.
Colour scheme's great.
Thank you.
Like nature shots.
Transitions.
Anybody else want to get the last part?
Right, okay, so. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? This is Anthony's feedback. Shall I go first? So I think the strengths of your video are, I think you've got some really, the beginning bit for me is really good, the editing's really tight, it kind of matches the beat of the music, I think the effects are appropriate. But then I think towards the middle, we seem to lose that momentum a little bit, so I think I would look at the thought beats and I would try and maybe tailor your effects and your shots to the beat a little bit more in the middle. Towards the end it is quite ambiguous, but I don't mind that as part of the narrative. I think we need a bit more variety of lip sync shots.
Right.
So it might just be that you film it in the studio for ease and you could get some close-up shots and we could intersperse that throughout. I think the clocks, because I think there's a lot of ideas in there, but maybe we could push it a bit further.
Right.
So the clocks I think work, but I would like to see a bit more of that perhaps. And the flower, we see at the beginning, we see at the end, but we don't see in the middle. So I'm wondering what the significance of that is and whether we can embed it somehow into the
Right.
narrative. That would be kind of my suggestions. And some of the lip sync was slightly out, so I'll go back. But if you record some more lip sync, we can use that rather
Right,
than what
yeah.
you've got already. Any other points from anybody?
I was going to say the lip sync was like slightly out. For the song, it's quite like supposed to be quite a powerful song, so I'd say put more emotion into it.
Yeah.
Because I think like the addition to like videos for songs like that, if they're singing directly in the camera, you usually want to see some emotion instead of just like singing to it. But I think it's good. There's some bits, there's maybe too many effects on at once because I can't really. I think it was some of the trees. I was like, is that a tree? I'm not entirely sure if it's a tree, but that's just being picky.
I like all the
really.
effects. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they
Makes
were
it
good, but
feel
sometimes I was like, I
radioactive.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, radioactive. It does. It suits, and that's why I think. I think in the beginning, it's really like when I use the word timing, it's really edited well. And I think in the middle we start to lose a little bit, and it does feel as if you've kind of just thrown everything at it
Yeah.
and hope for the best. And then it kind of picks back up at the end, but it'd be nice just to tighten that middle section up.
Okay.
And I think more lip sync, we can then take out the bits of, is that in sync, is that not? And replace that with something, I think you're right, maybe it's a bit more anger and more
Right.
emotion, I think would be really good.
There's
Like,
walking shots as well, like where he's walking towards the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be cool if he was like walking a little bit more in time, because when he's walking through the
Oh,
forest,
yeah.
you're walking in time to the song,
Yeah.
and then a bit right at the end you're walking in time, but like in the middle there's bits
Mm.
where it's not, so it's either like don't walk in time at all, or like always walk in
Yeah.
time, I
To
guess.
be honest, like got
Flash
confused
really
with
big.
like the flower, the clock, the
Yeah.
The barrel.
whatever you call them, the barrel. Like I got confused, like
I like the
whether
barrel.
they're meant to represent
Was it supposed to
something.
be
Like
that?
I don't know.
We were trying to get rid of it, and every time we tried to leave it, it was following you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what-
yeah,
that's
I
what
like
the barrel
that.
had legs.
I mean, I like that, and I think with yours it is a lot of symbolism in this metaphorical
Yeah.
meaning, which works really well. But maybe he's playing more on that.
I was gonna say because I didn't understand the whole metaphor
Mm.
sort of thing going on. Because like it was literally just like it was like clocks and then you were taking away a clock and then there was like a barrel and then there was like flowers and I just got confused.
I think the clocks with the time, I think work. I think we could play on that a bit more. And I know you've got access to those clocks,
Yeah.
so you can go back and do that. And the flower, yes, I think that visually it looks interesting, but I'm wondering what part does that play within that whole narrative. So I'm thinking, how can we weave that in a bit more, perhaps. Anything else from anyone?
Some of the shots are like, you know, when you start filming and
Yeah.
you like stood still, and then you start to walk.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of him stood still.
Oh yeah.
That would be, so again, it could be sharpening up that edit, couldn't it? So just take off that, and it's amazing that if you take off a little sliver of that shot out, the difference it will make. So yeah, I think that's a valid point, isn't it? That's good.
Just gotta be careful here and though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, because there was like some bad, like, of the bad TV sort of effect, and then all I saw was like these little sparkle things, and I was like, right, what's happening? Like, I just got confused.
Yeah, so it's introducing bits at the right point to make sure it's consistent and it makes
Yeah.
sense to the viewer. Yeah?
Yeah.
Any other comments, or was that?
I think that's it.
No? Brilliant. Do you want to set up the next one, Ashlyn?
Okay, okay.
Right, so this is Ryan's feedback. Anyone want to start?
I'll start if you want me to.
Go on then, Ellie. You kick us off.
I believe it's a pop genre.
Yes.
So for that there usually isn't a narrative,
Hmm.
which is good because I don't really think there's one in here
Mm.
necessarily. Some of the lip syncs are a little bit off. Like some of the shots are really good. Like I really like the
Mm.
slowed down shot with the sparkler.
Yeah.
But then it's like 10 seconds later it was repeated. But if it was
Mm.
repeated at like the beginning and the end, it wouldn't like make too much of a big deal.
Mm.
And with the sparklers, when it went close to her face, I think he missed the opportunity to like zoom right in on her face and
Mm.
have like a clear shot where it like just focuses in her face and then it could
Mm.
end like that. I felt like that would have been a better ending. But
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite simple as it stands. I think we need more thought beats, we need more lip sync, we need a little bit more substance. Maybe it's a little bit. I think there is a narrative there in kind of a loose sense, but we need a little bit more of it. But I like the way we started off daylight on the beach in one outfit, then we had another outfit, then we had a. So I quite like that progression. I think that's a strength. But I think definitely I would like to see more lip sync shots. And because the song's out of, I think it's called Out of My Mind. You could zoom in on her eye and then do a reverse zoom out again. She could be in a different location, so it could be as if we're in our mind, perhaps. I don't know. That might be an idea.
I thought it would be better because she's talking about somebody else. I thought it would be good to have somebody else in there.
Yeah. So maybe.
Obviously, I can understand it's
cross-cuts.
difficult to sometimes get a second
Yeah.
actor, but like I believe the person's singing about a boy.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. But it's like if it's supposedly out of her mind, then it could start off with the boy like full opacity, and then at the end of it, like slowly fading out to where the boy's not there.
Yeah,
Would
then
be good.
that would be quite a good idea. And then we could cross-cut between the two different scenarios, so the performance and then a bit of narrative mixed
Yeah.
in. Then that would be a good idea. Any other suggestions? Go on, Paul.
There was like, from what I can remember, there was like 2 scenes on the beach and in a really dark place, which I can't actually see, which is not bad, but there could be more like settings,
Yeah.
and there could be more shots, because it felt like there was like a shot of her on the beach, there was a shot of her walking down the beach, then there was a shot of her with sparkles, and that was like all the shots I can remember at least.
Yeah.
more outfits as well, because I could only tell 2 distinct outfits.
Yeah.
One with the jacket, and you could, don't 100% know, but it looked like it was the same top
Probably
underneath the
was.
jacket.
Probably did film on the same day. I
So,
presume.
because for if you think about the stereotypical pop videos, they are a lot of outfit changes
Yeah.
in its usual pop video.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I think I would have wanted more lip sync in it because it was
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there was a bit of lip sync at the beginning, but then at the end it was just hard, like there was none. Well,
Especially since there's no narrative.
Yeah, so we need more lip sync, more cutting to the beat, more variety of shot. So maybe it's another shoot I think might be in order
Yeah.
for that one.
I like the shots with the sparkle, but it lasted like too long. So I
Yeah.
think it was for like a minute and a half just sparkling, and it's a bit.
Yeah, and I think towards the
Which is
end you
awesome.
expect some sort of resolution, even if it's
You
in
could
a
have
loose
used them for
sense.
transitions as well. The sparklers
Yeah,
could have been used
yeah,
really well.
that'd be a good
Like
idea.
I feel
zoom
like,
in on the sparkle and then zoom back out on
Yeah.
someone else holding the sparklet, maybe the boy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like there could have been like a lot more that she could have done with the props that she had.
Yeah.
Like sparkles,
She
she
didn't
could
go
have
into the sea either. I was expecting it to like sprint into the sea, but no.
just run into the water.
Yeah.
No, I was just expecting like more from it.
Yeah.
Like from what you could see, you would have like anticipated like more was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought he'd used chalk on the beach as well.
I
Because
think there
I
was
saw
something written
clips
as the sand.
of like chalk in the water, or at least I've seen pictures, I think. Oh, that might
So
be
you
my
might have some more
imagination.
footage that you
Yeah.
could include in. Should we do the next one? Okay, this is Phoebe's focus group feedback. Who wants to go first?
I really liked it.
So what did you like about it specifically?
Looked very professional. The black and white worked well. The performance shots were good. The guy was very fitting for it. Like he played the role well. The only thing I'd say is that like being extremely picky, 'cause there's not much to pick about, is that he could have put more emphasis on some of the lip syncs. You know, like when he's, I don't even know what he's saying.
Although I think he did
some of the
embody the
words,
lip syncs
he
quite
just,
well.
like, I don't know, they emphasise the words sometimes and he did really well.
I think the lip syncs were good. I think we just need more variety, and I think it's difficult because we've got the one shot of him. I think that's my thing. It would be nice if, you know, what we've got where they're just kind of relaxing and messing about. Because I think there was a repetition of the shot where the guy's just asleep on the couch. I think maybe if we replace a few of those shots with him just out and about a bit more, you know, like we discussed, I think there's a bit of repetition. And I think where he's drinking out the bottle, I'm thinking, could we get that point across about drinking the alcohol but in a different way? Maybe he could be pouring drinks and the next shot the drinks are gone, or he's having a sip of a drink rather than repeating the same one. So it's kind of quick little shots which will just add more variety to me, I think. And the I would still like to see more drumming. I think there's key bits where I expect to see that slamming of the drums, and we've just got that one shot of the drummer, which is, the focus is slightly out. I don't know if we've applied the, you know, the sharpen tool.
Yeah, it didn't look right because the light on his face was really
Yeah,
like
so
harsh.
if there's a way in which it would get him to drum a bit more, I don't know, and record it, I think that would be better. And some of the guitar bits, I mean, there's the key bits where, I don't know what you call it again, where there's the little riffs. We need to see maybe a bit more of that on the screen as well.
I actually feel so.
So they can do it, so I'm thinking it would be good if they could perform again, but if we get those close-up shots, so it doesn't necessarily have to be next door in the studio, so we might struggle to get the same background, especially with a white wall now. But if they were in the rehearsal room performing, because you see them in the rehearsal room only when they're chilling out and they're asleep, can we just be quiet a bit while we're doing the playback? That would be good, so you can still get the shots and replace those, and it would still time with the video, because we see that's another location in your film. Any other ideas?
If you want to put into perspective, right? It's like my video here, and it's like here. So it's pretty close.
Do we just have like concert tickets or anything like that? So I think like a shot of concert tickets would be good. Because I mean they are performing, and then at one point you're at the Leeds First Director doing it, or something. He was at least. But yeah, at one point there was the Leeds First Director and I think it could be good if there's like a shot of the tickets. Yeah, like a shot of like all the tickets as well.
It could be, could it not be him in his room like writing lyrics or so? I think just some more shots of him to get that, because that's part of your narrative, isn't it? Is about he wants to make it.
Maybe
like
like
show more
writing.
passion
Yeah, that
about
comes
music.
in at the end, like, because the scenes where he's just sat at home and he's just playing guitar and he's like putting records on and stuff.
I feel
And I
like
was
it- I
supposed to
feel
get
like
shots
it
of
should
him like
show.
Yeah.
I feel like it should show like more passion about music. That's
I
the
think that
only
would
I
be
can
one
really
way,
say.
wouldn't it?
Maybe
Yeah.
one of these like, if I don't know, obviously I don't know how his room's set out. But if you maybe have him writing and then it goes from writing like him looking up to the concert ticket for something, so then it goes to the plus like his Crash About Music, he goes to many concerts and like all the writing and stuff.
Couldn't he be pouring drinks in? Has he got a record player in his room? Is that what? So could he not be putting lots of different records on? You could have like jump cuts and putting different records on, having drinks, pouring drinks, and I think that would add a bit more to that narrative. It would be good. And again, simple shots, dead easy to get, but I think that would add a bit more.
What I liked was like those 2 shots. And it was really like shaky or whatever. It was like an effect where he moves and it like has a delay and it like echoes.
Yeah, that was
You know,
it.
is it like
it
a
makes
trail
it
one?
makes it look like
Yeah.
he's like actually
Yeah, I really
drunk.
like the trail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And obviously there's one shot that didn't have any effect on it. You can
There's
easily-
two that don't have
Oh,
one
was
on
there?
as
So you
well.
can go
I was
back
just
and you
missed
can
that.
change that. That's not a problem.
I'd say try and use all of that trailing effect like Paul just said, because it looks really, really good.
Yeah. And that'd
And
be
if it is
a good idea.
supposed to be to do with like alcohol and stuff, like
You know, it's like I can't. It's weird. It's like as weird as like them 2 parts where that were in colour. I actually quite liked it.
Is it, I've got
because like I
quite
feel
a
like
few
it's got
shots
more
that are
of
in
like a
colour, but I
reality
just
sort
put
of
the
vibe.
black and white over it, so I might, I don't know, I might keep the ones that aren't black and white and put a bit more in, so it's like.
I like it when you
random.
just toned it down a bit, you know, and some of the other shots where you're sitting on the settee.
Yeah.
I think they look quite nice. You can see the distinct difference. I just think we need more of it. And I think the lip sync of him, it's the same shot all the time, isn't it? The way the
Yeah.
camera's set up. So it'd be good if he could sing it again with his glasses on and everything else, and just try and get some more variety or a bit of movement or something. Yeah, that's good. Squeeze in one more. Okay, so Anthony L's feedback. Who wants to start?
I'll start on the time.
I don't mind starting. And we've got a variety of costume. We've got some variety of shot. And the lip sync that's there is really strong, and it's confident. But I'd like to see more lip sync. I don't think there's enough lip sync. I think there's a lot of just posing shots, which are probably there for a purpose. But I think more lip sync for me is what I'd like to see. Anything else?
I felt like all the costumes were like really good, apart from the night. It kind of detracts a little bit.
Right. Might be a reason there, because
Yeah.
the costumes are lost on me a little bit. I didn't have a target audience for that.
I mean, it's unique.
Definitely.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's got.
It's
completely
revolutionary.
different. Yeah, it's very different. But I think
This
a lot of the
is the
shots are the
future.
same. But I think he definitely has thought about the mise en scène, the costumes, the locations, and obviously I think it works a bit at the end. It's still a bit ambiguous the end, and it's not completely resolved. Not quite sure what happened. But I think more lip sync for me is what's lacking, perhaps.
Was there any
Sometimes
lip-sync?
there was. Sometimes the effects were a little bit confusing. Like I know there was, I think it looked like a glow effect or something on the night,
Okay.
and I wasn't entirely sure because at one point he made his sword completely disappear because it was just this massive
Yeah.
glow. But that's like the only thing I can really think of. But I do like the ending, even though it's not like completely.
Yeah, I
But
think
it can like
works.
it can create like this suspense and like people are, it can cause like a buzz. Where like if you ever see a movie and it's not finished correctly, everyone like freaks out. They're like, "Why haven't you done this?" and stuff like that. And if like it can cause more people to talk about it,
Yeah.
which is really what you want.
I think it's better than what we had on one of the rough cuts where there was
Yeah.
no ending at all. I'm totally confused about what happened.
Maybe take a little longer to show what's going on. Because I know he's got all of like,
Yeah.
you know, when it's like in screaming, it's all of like the layers going through. Maybe take it a little longer because otherwise, if you don't know that it's like going through all of the characters, you won't, because I don't think you can actually see them at all.
Yeah, so maybe slow that shot down where he's got all the
Yeah.
different bits together, yeah? And that would be a valid point. Anything else?
Because like I think what he was like trying to do was have an effect for each of the characters, so it's like each of them is in their own like sort of like world,
Yeah.
basically.
Can we be quiet,
And,
please? We are recording this.
Like it's like all happening in their own world and then slowly dying off, like the character L, what he was playing, like when he
Yeah.
was on the floor.
Hmm.
So like they were all slowly dying off, and then obviously like they used the neuralizer, like the Men in Black character, and then
Mhm.
he just woke up, like he just went back to reality.
Yeah. So maybe he's a little bit tweaking around that end bit, and yeah, and I think the effect, because when I saw that night shot, before the effect it looked like a really lovely shot anyway, so perhaps we don't need that effect on.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the one where originally he said it was done and there was
Mm.
no effects on. Now I like it.
Yeah,
I still
I
like
think
it now.
Mm.
I just think that it maybe not take them off altogether, but
Mm.
turn the opacity down a little bit.
Any other suggestions?
No.
No?
The best in my opinion.
That's it, right? So we're just going to save Jess